Metroid Prime is one of my favorite games of all time, and I was so pumped to get my hands on the brand new Metroid Prime Remastered. Since I've been streaming the Metroid Prime trilogy this year, I figured I would give my thoughts on this surprising update of a Nintendo classic. The most obvious updates are the graphics, but Nintendo and Retro Studios didn't just upscale the original game. They've completely refreshed all the models and environments. Some of my favorites are the opening shot, Samus herself of course, the Parasite Queen, Magmore Caverns, and Metroid Prime himself. Itself? It will become Dark Samus, who is identified as a her. Though those are my favorite updates, the entire game looks incredible. The attention to detail is phenomenal, and it really does feel like a current gen release. On top of that, the game runs at a smooth 60 frames per second, and I haven't seen any dropped frames, pop-in, or glitches. Retro found a way to use the impressive yet limited hardware of the Switch, and looks better than most games on other, more powerful consoles. It's a gorgeous game, both docked and handheld, and I really think you should experience the breathtaking visuals for yourself. Though apparently something is wrong with the doors, but I just thought it was a design choice. It really doesn't bother me. The original Metroid Prime had a single stick control scheme with the Gamecube controller, and when the entire trilogy was re-released on the Wii, it had an updated motion control scheme using the Wiimote. Well, not only does the remaster include both these control schemes, but it also utilizes a dual stick control scheme for the first time in the series' history. In fact, the dual stick controls are the default control scheme for the remaster. Now, I've been using a PS5 controller in my live streams, so I was already familiar with this new control scheme, and it is the superior way to play. I'm so glad that we can now use these controls in an official Metroid Prime release. My one complaint is that the controls were a bit tough for me in the portable mode. I'm not sure if it was the awkward distance between my hands, the placement of the right analog stick, or both combined. However, I haven't heard anyone else mention this, so it might just be my personal preference. Also, firing a super missile can be really awkward if you use the right trigger to fire, but since the A button can also be used, it's definitely not game-breaking. Regardless, the dual stick controls are the best way to play. Other than the graphics and controls, the gameplay itself seems to be largely unchanged. The mechanics are all the same, the level designs are all the same, and the game sequence is identical to its original version. If you knew how to 100% Metroid Prime, you know how to 100% Metroid Prime Remastered. This means if you loved the original gameplay, you'll still love it. If you had issues with the original gameplay, those issues will likely still be present. Personally, I love most of the gameplay, excluding some of the more annoying backtracking, so I still have just as much fun playing the remaster as I did the original. The biggest gameplay element that seems to be missing is the scan visor dash that speedrunners use to get the space jump early in the game, as well as utilizing it to move much faster through the levels. This could be because they ported the Wii version of Prime, and I believe Retro patched the visor dash out of that version. Either that or I just suck at it and can't do it, which is very possible. I don't have as much to say here, as I'm definitely not an expert in this area, but the music and sound design are incredible in this game. I don't just mean the remaster, because the sound design of Metroid Prime has always been incredible. The music especially has always been a highlight. In fact, the Metroid Prime theme is my current ringtone. The composer, Kenji Yamamoto, created one of the best video game scores of all time, and it's still incredible in the remaster. As far as I can tell, the music and sound design were left largely unchanged, and that was a brilliant decision, as this aspect of the game is the one that aged the best. Metroid Prime Remastered brought me back to the feeling I had when I first booted up my Gamecube and was transported to the world of Talon 4. If you love Metroid or Metroid Prime, you should definitely buy this game. If you've never played Metroid Prime, now is the best time to give it a try, because Metroid Prime Remastered is the best way to play this game. And at $40 in the Nintendo eShop, it's definitely a steal. Thank you so much for watching this video. Please leave a like. and check out my attempt to survive a permadeath challenge in Metroid Prime 2 by clicking this video.